All right, so this is session 2 of 2 of Gauntlet League Wrestling. I've got a lot of coffee. I've drunk quite a bit of it already, and I've got my Bray Wyatt shirt on from WWE. You know why I love this Bray Wyatt shirt? Because it was $5, because no one likes the Wyatt family, and so it's super cheap on Amazon to get their shirts. So it was pretty sweet. Though, of course, this was before they got their big push, and he had the belt for a while and all of that kind of thing. So this week, we're following on from our Atlanta show. The show is going to be in Chicago this week. We're going to do some some pre-talk a little bit about before we kind of get into the behind-the-scenes stuff and talk about that. Again, this is Worldwide Wrestling, which is a PbtA, Powered by the Apocalypse game, written by Nathan Paoletta. Here is the book. Just in case anyone's watching this who doesn't know about it, in 2 weeks, Gauntlet Con is going on. That's the online gaming convention for the Gauntlet Podcast, the Gauntlet Hangouts, this is kind of part of. It's going to be Friday the 20th through Sunday the 22nd. It's running in all the time zones. I'm running 4 on-the-road sessions of Worldwide Wrestling, and there's still some seats in some of those sessions. So if you're interested in the game, you can come and check that out. And I've put a link. I'm pointing downwards, even though this is what they do when I watch YouTube videos. They point downwards. Apparently, there's a link in the show notes to that. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm supposed to do that at the end. So we're going to get rolling here. We did some promos. Matt, do you want to say anything about Sub Pig's promo, or what you're kind of picturing for Sub Pig, where he's at right now in terms of your mind?
Well, he's in a dark place. We all saw where Sub Pig is at. He embraces the message of friendship that Anon sent him. But Anon's vision of friendship was 8 people kicking me in the ribs. And I intend to be oh so friendly to my new pal.
All right. So we're going to see some fallout from that this week there, since Anon also called out the analyst. What do you think in terms of the analyst? What's the analyst goals right now?
The analyst has not been briefed on this extra media presentation, so he's just going to continue forward with the game plan at hand. I think that there's a possibility that there could be some team-ups with former teammates who would try to find some synergy together. But generally, analyst is just here to defeat all opposers, just to kind of be the best of breed.
All right. And then Anon, in terms of one of the things you're picturing, we're going to do a scene you trying to start building up your stable. So we're going to bring one of the NPWs on stage. And that's kind of what you're picturing for Anon, right?
That's right, yes. I'm trying to build up a stable of the masked, effectively anti-hero wrestlers.
Okay, I like that. And then Spider Hero, you've got a main event match today against a new figure here.
It's a previously undisclosed rival supervillain type thing.
Is that kind of what you would like to see? Is more of the sort of off-brand Sinister Six kind of thing coming in?
I think that's probably like management's buy-in into it. Now, importantly, it could definitely be an NPW, but it could be another wrestler if anyone else wants to like step in and, I don't know, slightly revamp their story or just get really bank robby or something like that.
Okay, I like that. And then Garrett, wanted to talk with you about what you're picturing for La Caneja. What are you picturing for what her clown approach is, and what you want, how you want the other wrestlers to interact with that?
Yeah, indeed, that is something I continued thinking about already before the first session, actually, because I already heard that the clown is difficult to play because you have this double floor of reality and reality behind reality and the management and so on and so forth, and the clown is adding his own layer to it. And I say his because it seems to me that the standard option still in our society for comedians and funny and silly people is male.
Right.
Females are often not allowed to be that. And so on a meta level, I chose on purpose a more difficult character here again, as Rich has sometimes to suffer about
Yes.
in his games. And so after the first session, I was thinking of what is it what I have? Is that bleed from the character and societal political stuff which goes on in my mind as a young family father and stuff like that? About the role of women in society, of comedians, or is it something I simply don't understand exactly about worldwide wrestling? So I wanted to ask you if you prefer me playing more to the male trope and keep the gender as a side to say, or if you're okay that I go full into the bleed and sometimes be confronted with the issues in the business, in society, and so on. And I tend to the second, but I'm a little bit afraid, and I might use the X card. And I hope you feel okay with that. And in terms of story arc, I definitely would like to see like some kayfabe in terms of that I'm struggling with management, pushing me into a certain role once in a while. But I would love to have like an ally among the player characters. I think I can't stand this, going through this alone.
That sounds good. Why don't we, if I may make a suggestion, why don't we play out and we can pause, do X card or stop, and we'll if you want to suggest scenes, we'll do that, and we'll kind of evaluate at the end of the session if that sounds good to you, Garrett.
Sounds good. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to bring that out on the table, talk about that. It is tough. One of the things is we're getting more cool attention to women wrestlers and taken more seriously in the WWE, but you get these weird pushes where they give them attention and then they drop them and forget about them. They don't treat them particularly well. An example of this is they brought Bayley from NXT up to the WWE, and she didn't fit there, and they didn't know what to do with her. She still kind of just isn't as neat and appreciated. So there's a whole thing with that. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, right now, Spider Hero is over. Spider Hero is the person who gets to make the over roll. That means that he's at audience 4. He's the highlight of the show, and he gets to roll right now with look on the over move, which is under the basic moves tab. So let's see that.
Nice. There's the roller link. My look is amazing. Let's see.
No pun intended.
I'm sorry, spectacular?
Yes, you gotta be careful.
Woof. But that is a 7.
Okay. And which roller are you on? Are you on the Daring Koala or another one?
Daring Koala, I just did red dice.
Okay. Weird. There it is. Okay. Just had to refresh for me. So on a 7, you've got choose whether you add or replace a promotion tag, which is under the promotion tags and troubles. And then you can pick one. You can demand to be granted a match that you want. You've already kind of got the main event tonight. You can call out anyone on the roster to explain themselves and gain 1 heat with them, or you can just gain 1 momentum.
All those are interesting. I'm going to go instead with add or replace a promotion tag.
Okay. Well, you actually get that in addition to the pick.
Nope. 7 to 9, choose whether you add or replace a promotion tag or pick one.
Pick one. Jeez, you know, it seems like the MC should have read the rules, but there we go.
Do you have the promotion tag somewhere on here?
Yes, there is a tab for that. So right now, just to tell everybody, this is a thing from the supplement, and right now, Gauntlet League Wrestling has, as its current sort of positive tags, cable deal, high concept, and touring shows. And its troubles are inmates running the asylum, which means Jeffrey Bleakwood being in charge of things, forces in the shadows, the Cestus group, which is something that has been there, and a dominating general manager. What do you think, Spider Hero? And I'm going to tell you guys, once Spider Hero does this, you ended up hitting 15 total audience between the 5 of you, which means that the Gauntlet League Wrestling went up a level in audience. Everyone was excited. You know, everyone was super hyped about it. It does mean that everybody resets their audience back to their starting audience level.
Ooh.
I like expanding our sort of TV audience and reach. So maybe broadcast deal to go along with the cable deal.
Ooh, okay. So what channel, what cable channel, you know, that has, we've got that. So what, I mean, is it the CW? Is it NBC? Is it CBS? Is it Fox?
I sort of love the idea of like week late reruns on the CW or something like that.
Okay. CW is trying to expand its late night coverage. They've got a sweet deal. So right now, essentially, after reruns of One Tree Hill, they're going to be showing Gauntlet League Wrestling there.
That is the sweet spot.
Yes. Okay. So everybody reset their audience back to its starting level and take the appropriate momentum there. And we're here in Chicago. It's been a week. You guys were in Atlanta, super hot last week there, and still here in the Midwest. The heat wave is just kind of breaking, rainy outside. Tell me, Rich, what's one thing about this venue, about the place that they've got for the wrestling this week in Chicago?
This particular high school gym is they consider themselves a feeder for the Chicago Bears. So they have a bunch of Bear paraphernalia throughout. Along there are bear, like I don't know what you call a pack of bears, but a bunch of bears that are painted in silhouette that ring the arena. There's a lot of it's almost unbearable.
Oh, and in fact, they probably had teams of people having to go around and put up, drapes over the stuff and abiling all the copyright stuff because they can't show any of the Bears logo here during the broadcast. So all of that is up. It is a bigger Chicago high school, so the gym is decent sized. And this whole venue is rented out well before they started to get a little more hyped. So this is kind of a crazy. They've got more people and more broadcast equipment in here than it ought to be. Probably the fuses have popped a couple of times during the startup of the show. One of the things that when you all arrived here in Chicago is you'll realize that the champion Dingo is not with you again, and you will see that back house. There's some talk going back there, and he actually has the belt with him. So something has happened. Something is going on with that, and you're not sure what the deal is. So we do the sort of last week on Gauntlet League Wrestling. La Coneja, what's the highlight we see from you from last week's show?
but there was a fantastic promo video I shot, and like on the top of the city and in Atlanta, and I had such a good time. Unfortunately, all this shooting from Atlanta is not so helpful in Chicago. So try to cover that and bring that only to the points where we can see like the show, and where I was like going under the rope instead of over the rope at the last minute, because that looked quite athletic from my capacities at least.
Awesome. Do that nice slide out there. Anon, what's the shot of the last week on Gauntlet League Wrestling that we see from you?
Okay, it's the diving spear with the fire extinguisher through the ropes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Good shot. Nice bump there.
Yeah. Good money shot.
Yeah. Sub Pig, what do we see in the package from you?
Oh, it's that devastating clothesline that he hit Anon with into the catering table. But as Anon's flipping over, the shot fades, and the Sub Pig on the ground with 8 Anons just putting the boots to him.
Oh yeah. That's sort of that scary, and then the music gets sinister there during that part. Spider Hero, what do we see for you from the last week on package?
So it's sort of a mixed package, because, you know, Spider Hero's resetting back down from his fabulous audience status. So it starts out with like him just like slipping and being rubbed in the cheese, and his costume being torn, and then like a shot of him and La Canea walking out just arguing with each other. But then they're nice enough to end it up with the shot of him like bungee cording straight up out of the ring and into the rafters in a sort of cool like web shot.
Yeah, they were a little panicked about that. They but it went off. They're going to be using that footage for the rest of the season.
Look, I talked to the lighting designer beforehand. It's I wanted to keep it a surprise from everyone else, but you know, he said it would probably be okay. The rigging was pretty secure in that arena.
Yeah, and you know, maybe Bleakwood, you know, if somebody fell, you know, a line snapped, you know, that brings the heat.
I know that the management enjoys like that walking the line there, so I'm trying to put myself out there.
And Analyst, what do we see from you from the last week?
Of course, the chaos of the big match at the end with everyone running in. But for the Analyst, they talk about his tactical mastery, and then they show him with a little game pro as he's controlling the Terminator, where he'd plant a chip in her neck.
That's right. That was a great bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of backstage things here. I've got a couple planned, and then I'm going to check in with some people here. And since we ended that with the Analyst, let's start with you. Analyst, you're backstage, and are you in the locker room? Do you have a private locker room? Do you have like a business office? What do we see from you?
Oh, he's in a business office that doesn't look like it really is part of this high school. Maybe it's the principal's office. They've just kind of flipped down the name tag or put another name tag on top of it. Oak desk. There's some certificates behind him that are slightly fuzzy, so we don't see that it's probably educator awards. And he has a laptop with a sticky note that just happens to be covering over the place that would show the Apple logo. He's reviewing charts and graphs. And yeah, I think that's what he's doing, is this analysis.
And we'll see 2 figures come in. One of them is Capitan X, who is the sort of the big luchador heel. He's got that Racer X hood, you know, just a black hood with an X on it. And with him is Dreamboat Alex, who used to be a face. Used to be the gatekeeper for the championship, you know, real good looking guy, sunglasses there, you know, got a blonde hair that goes back. But he did a big heel turn at the end of the last big season arc. And he's not been booked as much since then. And Capitan X and Dreamboat Alex come in. Capitan X kind of leans against the wall. Dreamboat Alex looks and says, Analyst.
Alex,
how you doing, man?
Doing quite well. Glad that both of you were able to come here. go ahead and tee it up. I really think that the ecosystem here within Gauntlet League Wrestling needs better planning. I noticed that the two of you have been sidelined. Disappointed about that, because I think that really the numbers state that you are superior wrestlers to hacks like Spider Hero, trademark not pending, the Cornholio, whatever they've got going on, and then this illegal 20 wrestlers is one where they can swap people out with a non-loser there. So we've got quite a few things that we need to take care of, gentlemen.
So what do you think? We're forming a new faction then?
I think it's time that we form a limited liability partnership.
And Capitan X goes, and who would be in charge of the strategic vision for this new partnership?
I think you know the answer to that, Capitan.
I just want to hear you say it.
I will be the CEO of this little venture that we have here.
All right. Okay. The heels need to form up. We will clear the decks of Gauntlet League Wrestling.
I think the heel LLP will be moving forward.
Excellent. And they'll reach out hands to shake your hand there.
Of course. Yeah. Big firm handshakes, meet their eyes kind of thing, then look to the camera.
Do you already have a logo for your corp, for your LLP? Do we see that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we see that kind of come up on the package there.
Awesome. La Coneja, do you mind if I cut to you? Okay. So you're backstage, and a women's locker room, and you will hear some arguing. And as you kind of come around the corner, you will see two of the female heel wrestlers. One is Rattler Queen. She's got this whole, Wild West gimmick with the short jean shorts and the cowboy boots and the cowboy hat. The Daisy Duke kind of look, but with a whip that she's got there. And also there is Dr. Explosiones, who's a heel luchadora. She's got the lab coat going. They are pushing back on Serious Business, who's kind of the big face women's wrestler. And it looks like they're kind of pushing her in the corner and, like, you're going down, you don't have Firefly to back you up. She's off the roster and you already booked this match. So we're going to take you down. What do you want to do?
Well, they're talking about me or each other?
They're talking to each other. You've walked in on this scene.
Yeah. Well, actually, I haven't walked in. I have jumped in, like Super Mario style again, because I'm practicing at the moment. Like, doing, 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 doing. That needs a lot of practice. It looks easy, but it isn't. It really isn't, because, like, if you want to let it watch as it should be, it's a lot of work. And so I'm quite busy in my thoughts and training. And when I see this, I see the only one costume which is even sillier than mine, the cowboy lady, and the other one, which I wanted, the other gimmick, and which I didn't get. So, two arguing, one.
I lost some audio from you there, sir.
I stretch my knuckles, and I say, well, two arguing, and one is winning here. You haven't heard of my show in Atlanta yet, right?
Rattler Queen looks at you. Yeah, I heard, but you're nothing. You just
you can't hear anymore because of all these explosives by the other one here, huh? No.
Are you getting in my face here? And she steps up to you.
Good to see you. Yeah, so close. I can see your acne.
She'll pull back from that, and she takes her finger she pokes you right there. She goes, "You want to back up that talk?"
When she pokes that, I secretly release the sound effect from Super Mario jumping, so it makes like a stupid noise the moment she does that.
Yeah, she pulls her hand back.
Woohoo! Don't get angry so easily.
She narrows her eyes. Dr. Explosiones, you see her crack her knuckles as well. And Serious Business will step up and go, look, you too. And she'll turn to you, La Coneja, will you join me in the ring today?
Sure.
Okay. And
sure.
And Rattler Queen goes, "You want this one to help you out? You are definitely going down."
Well, and you fly over my shoulder.
Does that thing where she backs away, but keeping her eye on you. She kind of fingers that bullwhip that she's got. "We'll see you in the ring." And
if you can still see.
Serious Business will turn to you and go, "Hope you know what you gotten yourself into. Rattler Queen's nasty, and when she's got her temper up."
But she's old. Come on.
And she'll laugh, and we'll cut away from it at that point. Anon, I believe you had a backstage thing you wanted to do.
Yes. Well, we started off with us looking at the heels on a computer screen. In fact, it's from the camera actually on the laptop that the analyst was using.
Oh,
and
perfect.
You see the back of Non's head, the hood up, and there's flickering lights in the background like electricity. Camera pulls back and tilts around, and in the corner you see like this Borg regeneration cube from Voyager, and they're laying in it is a Terminatrix. Anon reaches down, picks up what looks like VR goggles, and puts them on, and there's a sharp zoom in. And suddenly we're standing in the middle of downtown Chicago. And Anon is there, and Terminatrix as well.
What's going on? Last thing I remember was in the ring.
Do you remember your name? Do you remember who you are?
No. What is my mission?
That is for you to decide.
No.
When you have
someone
not
has to tell me.
You have not always been what you have been. You were something before. They took it from you. I come to give you the only gift I can give you. A choice. And then it'll cut back. Anon will lift up the actual VR goggles, stand up, walk out of the room, and it closes in on Terminatrix's face. Closes in. Her eyes will snap open. She looks around, and on the table in front of her, there's a mask, where in the style of the Terminator. And then there's basically the other option is. God, I didn't think this through, did I? In fact, you say what the other option is.
So essentially, she can take up the Terminator mask, or there's an anonymous mask there.
Okay.
See her look, and see her hands reach out, and then we cut from there. I'm going to save Sub Pig for last. Let's cut to Spider Hero. This is actually off camera.
All right.
Okay. You will see Wolf Backhouse. They haven't told you exactly what's going on with the whole thing that's going on with your villain here today. But you will see come in a wrestler that got cut last season. Big monster guy.
Oh no.
And you will see Harbinger. He's the guy who put a serious hurt on a bunch of wrestlers. He got fired, and see Wolfpack House is like clearly not happy about this, but he's like, okay, yeah, go get in the room. They've got the new costume for you. But this got to play out right. And Harbinger just kind of nods, looks over Wolf Backhouse's shoulder and sees you, and he'll go into the locker room, and Backhouse will turn around and he's like, Robbie.
So I think Robbie's standing there. He's sort of like half in a new costume that they're working up for him, and there's like pins and stuff in it, and he has to move very stiffly. But he comes sort of waddling over, saying, "Is that Harbinger? Really? Is Harbinger back? I hadn't heard anything about him. Oh my God, is that Harbinger?"
Yeah, I wouldn't get so excited about that.
Are you kidding? His spots were amazing last year. That's exactly what I need.
Kid. And he connected. He said, Bleakwood hired him back to be your opponent.
Oh, that is some of the best acting I've seen in this league. Oh, he really sells it. Makes you think that it's real.
And Backhouse. And we'll cut away on that note. For Garrett, who maybe he didn't watch it, Harbinger was played by Philip Wessels last season, and he injured many opponents during
the course
of it.
He was an insano monster.
before he got fired, actually in his last appearance there. Sub Pig, what do we see? What's the backstage, on or off camera, or what do we see of you?
Well, I got two ideas there. So should we be on camera or off camera? I'm going to put that to you.
No, you pick.
All right, we're off camera then.
Okay.
And the Sub Pig, he's sitting there. He's got the mask up. And he's got his tablet. Guys, have you seen this stuff? I'm watching this Japanese wrestling right now, and this Vader versus Stan. You guys aren't gonna believe this. Oh my God. Stan Hansen knocked Vader's eyes out of his head, and he palmed it back in. Guys, I think we could do this. I think we can arrange this, guys. And I'll take the eyeball spot.
Typhoon Bale, who's essentially the guy in the locker room, the old hand guy, he's like, Whoa. That's Japanese wrestling. We're not Japanese wrestling. We're not hard style, dude.
Did you see where I was before I dropped that son of a bitch on his head?
Dude. Let's hold back on the whole eyeball thing. I know we're going into Halloween, but let's.
Okay. Well, all right. We'll work on that one. But what about the Gonzo Bomb? Look at this YouTube video of Gonzo Bomb. I think I can do this safely.
I don't think, and you will see several of the other wrestlers in the room that have kind of been standing around because they know you from before, and they see you talking like this, and they're like, and they'll kind of wander off, maybe a little freaked out now. And Typhoon says, "Are you okay, man?"
I'm okay, man. I've cracked the code. Dave Meltzer has talked about me more in the past month than he has in my entire career.
Yeah, but he didn't rate your match particularly highly.
Look, I don't give a shit how many stars I get. If I did it in a Tokyo Dome, it would have gotten 6.
All right. Just take it easy, man. You just got back.
Look, I've found out what the people want to see from me, man. Trust me here.
And we'll cut away from that. All right, so we're gonna cut to the opening match here, and it's gonna be Serious Business and La Coneja versus Rattler Queen and Dr. Explosiones, and so who comes out first, La Coneja? Is it the heels or the good guys?
Oh, the heels go out first.
Yeah. So there's that sort of twangy country music that comes on there, and Rattler Queen comes out, and she's spinning her hat around, and she bullwhip, you know, and it sounds like every country music song melded into one, you know. And she'll come out and she does the whip up onto the ring post and pulls herself up. And Dr. Explosiones walks a little more carefully. She's eyeing the crowd. She looks a little bit like Dr. Horrible, but with a mask. And she gets up. She's more calm, detached. And Rattler Queen's in the ring, and they're talking. What does the face entrance look like?
Oh, I have my traditional costume on, and I play my song, but on a rope behind me, I have a papier-mâché cow, and I draw this cow behind me, and as soon as I reach the king, I throw it in the air, and I hope it explodes right at the moment when it's up in the air, because that's what it's supposed to do. Ooh. And a huge blow of confetti comes out of my head and is coming over me and celebrating me.
I think you're cutting a promo there. Essentially, you got Rattler Queen, you got the cow. They know what it means. Probably has a little hat like Rattler Queen wears. So you throw it into the thing. Go ahead and roll look.
It's a cute cow, yes. Hey, roll look. And I get a 5 + 2 is 7.
So 7. So you get a choice. You can make creative book you in a match. You can add a stipulation. You can gain a momentum, or you can gain a heat with Rattler Queen. Right now you're at 1 heat with Rattler Queen.
I'm only on 1 heat with Rattler Queen, so I want to gain another heat with her.
Okay. Yeah, she's pissed, and the audience cracks up. It's confetti, and as that's happening, Serious Business is running along, and there are a few kids in the crowd, and she's got candy like would be in a piñata, and she's handing that out to the kids, and there's that her poppy kind of happy music is going on, and she's shaking the hands of all the kids, and she's jumping up, she's excited. She will come over and give you a high five, and she looks super excited. Do you want to start in the ring, or should Rattler Queen, or sorry, should Serious Business start?
Serious Business can start, yeah.
Okay. So they will get up in the ring, and when Rattler Queen sees that Serious Business is first in, she'll go over the rope, and she puts Dr. Explosiones in the ring, and they do this, talking with one another there.
I try to overhear them.
Okay, no, they kind of look, and Explosiones nods, sees you, and they'll go into that sequence. Serious Business comes out. She's athletic. She's going fast. Explosiones is a little bit lower, a little mean. That goes on. They go back and forth, and Rattler Queen kind of sort of edges herself up, and you will see Rattler Queen, when the referee's back is turned, does the whip and kind of hits Serious Business, kind of makes her stumble, and you'll see Dr. Explosiones fireballs Serious Business in the face. Whoosh! Oh. And she staggers back over to you. And she looks out of it, and she's trying to get the tag on you.
Get my head. I had my vintage Nintendo controller in my hand. I was just pulling that motion like to defend against the fireball, which is like down, right, A. But it didn't help. She wasn't warned in time, and so I throw the controller away into the crowd. That's like one of the presents I have for my fans, and then I tag in and go in. Do I need to roll for tagging in, or is it?
No, this is an NPW. You kind of get to describe. Actually, I will have you roll just because you can technically get some stuff out of this. So it looks like Serious Business is kind of out of it. When she falls from the tag, it looks like she's going to be out, and that's you against Explosiones and Rattler Queen now. So yeah, let's have you roll that tag. And where's the tag? Is under Oh, that's special moves. Okay. So your heat with Sirius is going to be 1.
Uh-huh.
So go ahead and roll that.
And oh, I got a 4 only.
Okay.
3 + 1, 4.
So you're coming in to do that, and you kind of look back at serious business because you're a little worried, and it's at that point that Explosiones and Rattler Queen, she's kind of run along the rope side, and they hit you into that corner and knock you down, and Rattler Queen tags in, Explosiones hops out, and she's got her whip. She's rolling it up to make like a fist thing. She's walking around because you're on the ground. She's doing this, and she's walking around you. You see her yell, and Explosiones throws a rope. Looks like she's going to hog tie you.
Whoa. I roll like over the ground like a hot dog which fell out of the bread. Like and then to the other side again. Whoa. Try to avoid that. But it doesn't look good.
She goes to do that, but she doesn't get the hog tie on you. She'll kind of throw that down. She's coming towards you. What happens?
I think I get grappled and into and face a few punches. It will hurt.
She's working you over. You're selling it, and she'll push you against the rope, and she walks again to celebrate because you're nothing. That's what she's saying. Yeah. And you have control of the match.
Ooh, I have control of the match, and well, I always know that Dr. Explosiones has stuff with her in the ring to have a bombastic change in the match or something. So I want to use that for my advantage. So getting and plugging the how do you call it, the security rings for the grenades on there.
The pin.
So the pin, yes. So the pins, that they all go off at the same time as soon as she's close enough. So even on the ground, I can do that, and then I use that advantage, that moment of surprise, to get into position again.
Okay, why don't you? This sounds like a signature move. Kind of doing your tricky clown stuff. Go ahead and roll look.
I roll look again. It's a 6 + 2 and 8.
Okay. On an 8, you can give them control and gain a momentum, or keep control and transition in the next sequence.
Control and position in the next sequence.
Yeah. So you pull those pins, and Dr. Explosiones kind of staggers back because they're on her belt, kind of hidden away as things, and they'll start to go off. These pyrotechnics on her belt will go off, and she's running around the outside of the ring, these flares. Of course, the safety people are running behind her with fire extinguishers and stuff, but they don't show that. And it looks like she has to run to the back, essentially to put out this. And Rattler Queen goes, all right, I'm going to tie you up, you filly.
time for the guys at the controls to play the out of game music. Lost Your Last live. Gone your yes, and there we go. I get my rope, a towel out in red, and play bull and torero with her.
Oh.
She's too angry to control herself, I think.
Oh yeah, she'll run at you. She doesn't want to, but she'll run at you. She's trying to punch you with that whip hand, and you're doing that toreador again. That seems like a signature move there. So let's have you roll look.
And so 6 + 2, another 8, and this time I take in a momentum and want to hand over control, because what happens is that sooner or later the torero is hit by the bull, and I'm suddenly sitting on her back, and she has me on her back, but I'm strangling and I'm just, I'm threatened to fall over and she's pulling me out to the ropes.
She'll get you and she'll get you to the ground and she kind of reverses you and she gets on top and she starts doing the sharpshooter, grabbing up your legs, pulling you up, and she's leaning hard. How do you break out of that hold?
I'm dropping out of the ring. I'm not really getting this. I'm just falling off.
Okay.
The
so
ring.
Hands on the rope to break the hold and then zipping out.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. And I terribly fall on my back, and you can hear a hard sound from my ribs falling there. And I hope the audience is like shouting, "Ooh!"
Yeah, they look freaked out. You come down, looked hard there. Rattler Queen's walking along, doing that. You get back in the ring. Here the ref starts doing the count. 1.
Okay, yeah. I clap to the audience. The audience shall help me to get back. I'm using my baby face move.
Okay. Ooh, excellent.
Yes, because that means I can. This move is I get a +1 heat, right? I can get +1 heat with the opponent. I get +1 heat to spend 2 momentum, right? I have 2 momentum. So the audience shall cheer me back into the ring and she's my opponent away.
Paying attention to you. She's running around the ring. She's shouting, "You shut up! You shut up!" She's running around telling the audience, "You shut up! You're from Chicago. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. You like punk. You know? You don't know nothing. Oh, man." What do?
I'm a man, I shout at her. And I'm back in the ring, and now it's time for some serious wrestling, and I think it's also worth for her to show her athletic skills. So I would like to do some standard stuff, because the audience is here for wrestling and not only for the fun stuff.
Yeah, so describe to me kind of what the exciting moves you are, the physicality of it as you come in on Rattler Queen.
Yeah, like some saltos would be nice. And jumping over the ropes while she's like slashing out from me and then jumping over. But then also she has the opportunity, when I try to escape from her, that she jumps against the ropes and goes back into the ring and smashes me to the ground, and I have to roll over my back to get up again, and she's grabbing after me and slightly misses me, and this is how we go back and forth. It's fast. It's a really fast sequence.
You are booked to win this match, La Coneja.
It's good to know.
She looks furious. So you can go to your finisher now to roll it and describe to me what happens. Does that seem cool?
That sounds good, yeah. She had all the chance to show how cool she is, but now 2d6, right?
2d6, yep. And your finisher is on your playbook.
Yeah, and I get a natural 10.
Yes, all right.
Which is cool.
What is a 10 plus on that for you?
Choose whether you or your opponent gains +1 audience. And yeah.
Do you gain the audience?
I gain the audience because I need it, because we still don't have heat 4, and so we don't get the audience naturally.
Yeah. So your audience goes up. You get her pinned. The crowd goes nuts. They love it. Serious Business will stagger into the ring, and she'll grab onto your hand to raise your arm in triumph.
Yes, and while I use the lasso from Rattle Queen to drag her like a cow through the ring, like I did at the beginning, and she's like on all her fours, and they go through there. Yeah, and I sit on her back even.
Do the full humiliation there. That sounds good. Awesome. Let's cut to backstage. The next match is going to be Subpig versus the Analyst. And we're gonna cut back to that, and I'm gonna do. If anybody wants to do a sequence before I go to their promos, things like that, does anybody, Anon or what about you, Spider Hero?
I think for Spider Hero, there is sort of a background montage package that's sort of running through the episode of him like pulling down his new mask on his new costume, and there's like shots of him training. So there's like a shot of him like bench pressing some motorcycles. Definitely real motorcycles because of his spider strength. And then there's like him actually in the ring training and actually learning how to wrestle a little better. So there's a couple shots of him with La Coneja, and they actually get off one or two good looking moves before La Coneja does something crazy that, like, I don't know, pie in the face or something of that level that sort of interrupts the match. And then there's training with him and Anon when they're in the ring, and they pull off a couple of decentish looking moves before like the lights go out, of course, and the lights come back on, and there's like 20 Anon, and they all pile on Spider Hero or something. I don't know if we got something better, Gerwin.
Well, that'll cut out to black, and it'll be a and you will see they cut to this figure who is in this sort of black glistening skin suit, tall, monstrous, and it will say venomous. Dun dun dun. And that's all it does. There's a little thing at the bottom is venomous is not no copyright, all the legalese at the bottom of that.
But yeah, just a little training montage spread through things in this episode.
Perfect. Subpig, what's our lead in to you? Are we doing an interview? Do we have a package? What's our backstage for you?
It's like one of those those backstage vignettes where you have to pretend that there's not a cameraman and a crew there, and he's in the boiler room, and he's rocking back and forth. And will this mask over my glasses? Let's find out. You know, this isn't what I wanted today, but I'm not a man who gets what he wants very much, am I? The Analyst. Oh, the Analyst. You're one of the ones. You're one of the ones who doesn't care about anything. We're just all numbers on a spreadsheet to you. So could I watch this? And my little arachno buddy, I want you to watch this. Because this is an object lesson for you. It's too late for me, but it's not too late for you. Enter your door!
So I think you're cutting a promo.
I think I am. All right.
So roll look.
Let's see if I'm too stupid to use these dice still. It looks like I am. I didn't see that go through, did you?
Oh, did you?
I'm hourglassing on that roll, actually. Let's see. I'll do another one. Oh, because they're not selected now. I'm not getting dice rolls.
Okay. Do you have some dice there?
Let me see something. I do have 2 instances of this open, I think.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
that's giving it some agita. Let me close the one. One more time. This should not be hard, right?
Right.
All right, so we're not going to try to reroll selected anymore. That's too fancy. 2d6 submit. So that work? Yes, that works. And I get a 5. And I don't think I'm going to get any modifier from my look.
So people are a little freaked out by this promo. Because you've also got this sort of Freddy Krueger-like school boiler room basement thing. And there are kids in the audience because they came to see serious business. And we'll probably, when we cut back to the crowd, we probably see parents putting their hands over eyes of children. And there's kind of a hush that goes over, and Backhouse is like, analyst, quick.
What do we see from a spreadsheet? He's looking up from a spreadsheet because, that's what Subpig said he was doing. So he's looking at a spreadsheet right now.
And what does your promo look like? What is your package here for going in?
So he's got the not branded laptop. He has a spreadsheet, a few pie charts, and there's like a line graph. He says, Chicago has one of the highest rates of mental illness due to hard work. And so I think the Subpig will fit in very nicely here in Chicago because they're all a bunch of crazies. Really, we should call HR. I don't know why I'm doing this match, but it should be easy enough. I mean, he's just a little jobber who acts a little crazy, decide to get a shtick. I'm sure we can go ahead and put an end to this.
Awesome. Put a win in the get yourself in the black there.
Yeah, because in the black here, put a mark in the win column, and I am going for cheap heat. Just insulting.
Oh, just insulting Chicago. Go for the cheap heat there.
That's what you do when you have a -1 reel.
All right. Well, actually, for cutting a promo, it's look. What's your look like?
No, I'm not cutting a promo. I'm going for cheap heat.
Okay.
I'm not cutting a promo.
All right. Just want to be sure on that. All right. So who comes in the ring first? Is it Subpig or Analyst?
I think Analyst will come in first.
Analyst, again, describe your entrance.
Cool. Now, momentum didn't go away, right? Just audience.
No, your momentum resets to its base thing at the start of each session.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't adjust that.
Okay.
Base momentum.
I think your audience started at 2, right?
Audience started at 1.
Okay. Which I think is just 1 momentum then.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I don't see where it says. It probably says, but
yeah, it's in the book.
It's all momentum. We lose a match. We push through energy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that 1 audience is 1 momentum at the start.
Oh, right. It's based on the audience. Yeah.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry. I just want to make sure I got it right. Okay. So I just used a cheap heat to get a new momentum.
Get 2 momentum coming in?
Yeah. And I will be coming in. I've got the members of the LLP walking alongside me. We have Dreamboat Alex, who's wearing, we'll call him business casual, right? Because he has a button-up shirt, but it's pulled out to show all the chest hair. A little hint of nipple, but not fully showing the nipple, because we had some issues with nipples and complaints, feedback from the forum. We got trolled and drugged a little bit on Twitter. And then Captain X still has the cape and the luchador mask, but then nice power suit underneath. And the analyst walks in ahead of them, and he pulls out his laptop and he checks a few stats. Or he pulls out his iPad, he checks a few stats, then he hands that off to Dreamboat Alex. So they'll
both look at it like, oh yeah, and they'll nod in agreement.
I consult with them a little bit, and then I pull up my glasses case and I hand my glasses over to El Capitan X there, and climb up and in. Get ready.
What's the music during all of this?
Oh, the music is some it's like almost dead Mouse 5e, but it's more like slightly alive Mouse 5e.
Okay.
It's good. There's a lot of house DJ stuff here in Chicago, so it's like Bad Boy Will, I think, is the DJ.
You're up there, and camera moves, and Subpig, tell us about your entrance.
Well, the music starts. We haven't heard Subpig's music yet. But Subpig's music is a mashup between the Zuckerman's famous pig song from Charlotte's Web and
I like to hurt people.
Oh God.
And that music starts playing. And the lights come on, but there's no one at the entrance. But you hear screams as the sub pig starts rampaging through the crowd. And he's grabbing random crowd members. Are you a nun? Are you a nun? Pulling hoods off if anybody's wearing like a mask. Like anyone wearing like a luchador mask as as part of fandom. Oh, they're getting like accosted.
There are a number of children in the audience wearing paper and non-masks. Guys.
And if you have that, oh boy, that's getting torn up and thrown in your face. And I want
backstage, Wolf Backhouse. Oh God! As you tear through the audience,
I want that as my use of cheap heat in this episode, as I'm accosting the audience.
Okay, give you +1 on that.
And he eventually makes his way through, kind of steps over the guardrail. When you realize that, and this is when people might have a realization as he's stepping over the guardrail, that despite his spot as a comedy character, this is actually like a pretty big guy. And he's getting at the people at ringside with the analyst, but not making contact, but like threatening,
They pull out like a restraining order. They hold it in front of them, and they back off.
He acts like he's reading it. Okay. And he reaches under the ring and pulls out like one of those like plastic like container tubs. And it's just full of plunder. There's keyboards and barbed wire bats and, there's all kinds of chairs. All kinds of mayhem is in this tub. And he's dumping it into the ring.
You see him pour in the hardcore match now. You get to make it hardcore as a stipulation because
all my matches are hardcore matches.
The referee comes over to you and says he points to some of the contract language, analysts, and like clearly, sorry, it's legal, no DQ kind of thing.
I have to take this under advisement. I'm not need to touch base with Backhouse here. You like pull out a mobile phone and mock like he's calling someone to lodge a complaint. Doing the like just a minute.
So I think that Subpig, I think with that setup, that when you come into the ring, that you're going to start in control of the match. Does that seem cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Even as the analyst is on the phone with Backhouse.
He's on the phone with Backhouse, and I just run up on him and start laying in with, boy, these don't look like working punches. These punches, I'm not saying they're stiff, but they're certainly snug. As I'm just raining blows down, I knock the phone out of his hand.
Luckily, otter case, so we're
getting pummeled in the corner now.
Nice.
What's your sell here, analyst?
Oh, he throws he does have an otter case on the iPhone 8. So it flings out and El Capitan will go over and fetch it, and the analyst like throws his arms up, but he's getting taken for a ride here. He did not expect this kind of match. He's just selling it hard, and this is not going to go well. Okay.
So Matt, for this role in this first memorable sequence, do you think this is power or do you think this is look? You're kind of being signature to your thing.
I'd say probably look, because again, this is not him really trying to hurt people yet. This is just the performance of that.
All right. Let's have you roll.
All right. 2d6. No, that didn't work. Oh, submit. There we go. So that is a 6.
It's a 6. Do you want to spend momentum?
You know what? I do want to spend momentum.
Okay. So you spend that. So you don't look bad. Do you want to keep control or do you want to hand it over to the analyst and get a momentum back?
we got to keep the flow of the match going. I'm going to take that momentum back and hand it to him.
Analyst, blows are raining down on you. What's the opening that you get there?
Oh, Sub Pig gets really excited. At one point, he draws his hand back like he's rotating it around, and that is the moment when the technician does where he ducks under the blow, shoves Sub Pig into the turnbuckle, and then dances back into the middle of the ring, comes forward, delivers a savage knee right into Sub Pig as he turns around, grabs him by the hand, and then he's going to sling him across the way and try to slam him into a turnbuckle as well. He's definitely going to try to do a bit of work here. Okay.
And how are you selling that, Sub Pig?
I'm going with it. He's whipping me into the ropes. I'm taking it, but I will remind we attacked in his corner. He's whipping me back towards my corner where all the plunder is.
Okay. Let's have you roll work.
Okay. All right. The analyst is 2 purple pips sided dice, which I'm re-rolling selected. And I have gotten an 8 natural, but I have 2 in work. So that is a 10.
All right. Do you want an additional heat or do you want 2 momentum?
I'm sending it 2 momentum because I started with actually, I guess I would have started with none. So I got 1 from Cheap Heat. I am going to get, if I get 1 audience, let's see, I have with Sub Pig heat. Sorry, if I get heat, I just have 1 heat with him. So I'm going to go ahead and increase the heat here.
Okay. So you still got control and people are loving it. So you fling Sub Pig back towards the corner with the weapons, kind of hits off of that. You've still got control of the match, analyst.
Nice. I wait for just a moment as Sub Pig sees one of his little goodies there. He comes running forward right as he bends over. Savage knee right into the left shoulder, which as he draws back, analyst points to the left shoulder. That is the appendage that he is targeting this match.
And this is actually an excellent moment for since I forgot to assign it for commentary. Patrick, can you take commentary for the match?
Sure.
Okay, so you're commentator, and it looks like the analyst has just made his call. What do we hear from you?
Oh, this match is going by the numbers, people. It looks like he's planned for every eventuality. He has his charts worked out. There is nothing that can get past the math of the analyst.
Okay, got that. Got the shoulder marked, and then what happens, analyst?
Oh, I'm gonna wrap him up, and then I'm directing Capitan and Dreamboat to grab all the stuff out of the corner and yank it away.
Okay. So that seems like work.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I will roll work. I will roll work today, tomorrow, all times.
Ooh, and now the analyst is taking away Sub Pig's toys. That is a dangerous move. That is a child you don't want to upset.
Yeah, because you're facing that corner, Sub Pig, when they start pulling your stuff away.
I'm trying to hold him back, right? And I rolled a 12. I rolled a 10, and I got +2, so that's a 12.
Do you want more heat or momentum?
I think I'm gonna get some more heat there. I'm just definitely driving it up. I'm taking away his toys. I'm gonna piss him off, hit him low blow, and I'll dance back into the middle of the ring and see if he'll charge me, saying, "Oh, perhaps you could see a lawyer and you can sue me."
Lionel, sorry, Lowell, I do apologize.
Yeah.
I use my injury move to interfere in the match.
So yeah, you want to do a run-in?
No, I don't want to use running. I want to use my injury move, which is I can interfere in the match of anyone without creative approval, as long as they've injured me.
Okay, let me take a look at that. That's right, because you were injured by the Sub Pig last time.
That's right, yes.
Okay, let me take a real quick look at that. I just want to be sure how that, and that's the anti-hero, right?
That's right, yes.
Okay. All right, and Is that what? And what move is that?
It's under injury. When you are injured, check your injured box and note who did it. While injured, you can interfere in any of their matches without creator's approval or consent.
Okay.
+1 momentum when you do so.
All right. So you can get up there. Do you want to spend the momentum to take control then?
I'll spend the momentum to take control, but this is going to be a pure luck move.
Okay.
This is a highlight of my gimmick.
Okay. So just to describe, right now the analyst has Sub Pig. Sub Pig is going for the weapons. Then the analyst pops up. The weapons are cleared from the thing. Tell us what happens when you spend the momentum and interfere.
Okay, so you've got Capitan X and Dreamboat Alex outside. They're pulling the weapons away. A hand reaches out from under the ring, grabs one of their legs. Another hand reaches out. Another hand. They get toppled over in their back and get pulled into the ring. And then from out of the crowd, a weapon, a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire, gets thrown into the ring to land at Sub Pig's feet.
All right. So are you appearing in the ring, or are you just handing control over to Sub Pig?
I'm doing a heat move, and then I'm going to be passing control over to Sub Pig at the end of the move.
Okay.
I can't seem to get the dice roller to work, so I get a 6 plus my 4 heat with Sub Pig.
That is 4 heat. So that will give you. So this is under. What are we doing? This is a wrestling or cut a promo? How are we doing this?
No, this is a wrestling move. I'm
Okay.
basically just gaining the audience from. Gaining the momentum from it.
Okay, yeah. So take 2 momentum. People are where's Anonymous? They don't know where he's at. He's interfered. Sub Pig has a weapon. Analyst. This gets the weapon gets thrown in front of Sub Pig, and there's a shocking turn. You don't even see your corporate partners. They're gone. Sub Pig, you have control.
All right, and now he was basically baiting me. He was challenging me, and he didn't expect that I would have this barbed wire 2x4 in my hand. But I know all the matches he booked with me in the past were for my own good, and so now I'm gonna do this for his own good. And I'm charging him for hardcore violence.
Okay.
As I lay in with the barbed wire board.
Go ahead and roll real. Unless the analyst wants to spend momentum to interfere.
No, too early.
Okay.
Could it be, people? Have the analyst charts turned against him? Is there no faith left in graphs and math?
But I have 1 momentum left that I will spend.
Okay, so you don't botch it?
I don't botch it.
Okay, does someone get injured? Do you gain momentum, or do you gain heat with your opponent?
And actually, I'm going to step in as announcer. That is a resounding blow. Was that wood cracking? Was that bones? And I'm going to push you over to a 10+.
So you get an additional audience, and you get those picks.
So I get the audience, and then I am going to take the 2+ momentum as well.
Okay. So what does that look like when you hit there, you two?
Well, I mean, it's just like he's taunting me. He's playing to the audience. And what he wasn't expecting was a hard shot to the midsection with a barbed wire board. And, I mean, it's probably barbed wire in this promotion. But still, that board's not going to feel so good.
It's a solid blow, analyst. You don't have to sell it. What does that look like on your end of it?
Well, of course, it's a cocky thing. The board, and he stares at the board, and something grabs it, and then just baseball bat slams him right in the gut. He doubles over, and then he's trying to scramble out of the way at this point, trying to get away from man with barbed wire covered board.
Sub Pig, you have the control
is it not in the spirit of the rules just hardcore violence again, so I can continue to beat him with the board?
Yeah, well, is that what you're pushing towards? Certainly, we can have the analyst interrupt. But I'll tell you, yeah, why don't you do the hardcore violence? Because here is what you will know is while you are awesome and you've got that thing, the analyst is booked to win.
All right, well, I want to make myself look as good and crazy as I can before then, so I'm just going to start wailing in with that board with hardcore violence.
Okay, unless the analyst interrupts, he's going to get one more shot on you, analyst.
I think I've got to interrupt at this point. I mean, really, you didn't choose injury, right? I'm not actually injured.
You're not injured now.
Yeah, not yet. Okay, cool. Because this scares me. It does. I don't get much.
That's how the Terminator got taken out.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna spend my one lonely momentum, which means that whatever I try to pull off here is the dice better be with me. I've rolled twice well, so I don't anticipate that being what happens, but hey. Okay. So you have the board. I interrupt I start to move away. You raise the board up, and then the analyst spins around on a heel and shoulders you right in the gut, and then muscles you all the way back. And now he's going to try to disarm you by grabbing you by the arm and sending you rope to rope, across the way so that he can pull off a couple of wrestling moves. But he's hoping that all of that movement will throw you off balance and you'll drop that weapon.
Do you want to go for your finisher, or do you want to do the wrestling move?
I want to wrestle a little bit more here.
Okay, so, absolutely.
I'm going to work. This is far too soon. We've got work to do. We are here to entertain. All right, here we go. That was weird. Okay, let me try reroll selected. Oh, of course. That is a 5, but I'm work, so it is a 7.
7. So you can give him control and a momentum, or you can retain control.
I've got to retain control and transition to the next sequence.
Okay. So the board is out of your hand, Sub Pig. Looks like the analyst is continuing to move on you. I don't know if you want to interrupt or let the sequence continue.
I've already spent all my momentum, so.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he slings you across the ropes and then does a quick clothesline maneuver, and then as soon as you hit the mat, he drops down, grabs that left arm, and shoves a foot in your face and a foot against your side, like underneath your armpit. He starts twisting the arm, and he's going to go for basically he's going to try to use wrestling to disarm you, as it were. That's the thing. He's not, because his finishing move is, let me just make sure, the finishing move for the analyst, by the way, I forgot to try to shake hands with you. Damn it, I just bought that move and I forgot to do it. Yeah, I think we could go, the finishing move looks like I could go for a submission with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet, so I'll just go for the finishing move, and because I'm a technical expert, I will be... and I have excellence of execution. I'll be rolling work for my finishing moves. So
okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll try to get him to tap out.
Okay. Roll it.
Here we go. That is an 8 plus 2 is a 10.
All right.
Oh.
So it's a good. What is it, Pig? He's got your arm. He's got that shoulder hurting there. Does a pig tap out, or does a pig pass out?
The pig is gonna squeal and wave and flail, but he will not say I quit.
No. I'm going to do a run in at this point, I think.
Okay, let me. Sure. He's won the match. Okay.
Okay.
I want to get his resolution, and then we'll do the run in here. So, analyst, what did you pick for your result on the finisher?
There's no choices. So when you're booked to win a match, roll 2d6 on a 10 plus. You hit your finisher clean, gain +1 audience.
Okay, so you've got that. So Pig, it's that you see the referee looks at you, and sees you starting to go out, and he will do that thing where he calls the match for the analyst, just as, okay, Anand, you want to do your run-in now?
Yes, I'll first of all, I'll run in. I'll smack the referee over the back of the head.
Okay.
Just after, I basically just too late. And basically come up from behind and then just bang, clothesline. And then descend onto the analyst and effectively pull him off him.
Okay.
Pull him off Sub-Pig and use my heel move to basically beat him up. And what does it say down here? The heel move.
Let's have you first roll your run-in.
Well, the match is over. The run-in doesn't count now.
No, we can do run-ins on that to do the generating of the heat and stuff on that.
We're already at 4 heat, so
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll use a heel move to lay out the analyst.
Okay. That'll cost you 2 momentum.
2 momentum. Yep.
Okay. Analyst, you've won, but Anand comes in on you out of nowhere. Okay. The ref is going. Ref has raised your hand, and then the ref goes down. He's knocked down, and then what is the hit that knocks the analyst down?
Anand doesn't have any weapons at this point. He's just coming after him.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe he just bowls the analyst over and knocks him back into a turnbuckle. Just a fury of attacks. Does that seem right for Anand here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Kind of slide down. As a follow-up, we'll see a bedraggled, suit-torn Capitan X and Dreamboat Alex, and they will come out from under the ring, and they will run in and kind of drive Anand away as they get you up as we cut from that sequence. Does that seem good?
And as that's going on, the Sub-Pig has grabbed the downed referee, and he's biting his forehead.
Are you drawing blood?
Oh, of course he is. He actually bladed the ref.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this, Sub-Pig. Did the ref know this was coming?
No.
Okay, so there are screams that are going on, and we need to cut to a commercial break at that point. The camera cuts away. They don't want to show too much blood. So let's take a 5-minute commercial break, and when we come back, we will check in with a Spider Hero and La Caneja and Anand, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't the booking that I expected.
No. That's the fun of these things, right? They never quite go the way you anticipate.
Well, I can't say how much the choice of Harbinger truly delighted me. I was such a huge fan of Phillips in that last season.
It was good. He pushed it.
Yay!
Got that. Got that.
Do you guys use these printouts? Oh, you can't even see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're so much easier than flicking through the Google Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to have the Excel sheets there so you can look at everything at once. But like me and Excel are not friends, and I abuse Excel just by looking at it. And B, like it works, hits my brain better to look through paper.
I love the new lower third for Spider Hero. It looks great.
Thank you. I'm really obsessed over a new made-up adjective.
Fantabulous.
That's a real word, isn't it?
It is, I think. So we'll come back from the commercial break, and there will be Wolf Backhouse is out in the middle of the ring. The mic has come down, and he will say, we have some words live via satellite from the new grand manager, he says sort of reluctantly. And you see that Wolf Backhouse has a box there. And it will cut to Jeffrey Bleakwood in a suit. There's still the Bleakwood Manor sort of backdrop behind him. And it says live via satellite. And Bleakwood is there, and he will say, good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for coming and watching Gauntlet League Wrestling here for a new season of rising to greater heights. I have some tragic news, unfortunately. The Dingo, our MC belt champion, the master of things, as it were, for Gauntlet League Wrestling, he is no longer with us. So I just wanted to announce that and say to everyone who's participating in tonight's athletic competition that, and Wolf Backhouse will pull out the belt. We'll say that the belt is now up for grabs. So we will be looking into that. Anyone who wishes to have a shot at obtaining the belt may speak with Wolf in between matches there. And the crowd kind of goes a little quiet because people like the Dingo. And there's probably some boos. And Bleakwood will kind of look, clearly he's getting an audio feed, and he will go, I don't care. The Dingo is out. We will have a new champion. That's the way I think
it's time for a comic relief here. One of my playbooks move.
Okay.
Because this is getting too serious, and this is also my chance to get serious with the management.
All right.
I'm who's the ringer of Notre Dame. I'm dressed like this, and I'm sitting at an organ where the camera cuts to. And I'm playing ding 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 ding.
Kind of break in on the feed there.
Yeah.
Is there a role for that move?
There's a role for it, and I roll with plus look.
It's good for you.
Yeah, they shouldn't botch, because then it's perfectly not well timed. 8 plus 2 is a 10.
10.
That is good. Yes, on 10. It's perfectly timed. Yeah. So
So
you
come
hear
in,
alone some clap, which is myself under the table, so nobody can see it. But it's just me.
Now, cut away. There's a brief kind of feed, break back to Bleakwood, who's like looking at the cameraman. The audio's out. He's like yelling at him, and then that'll and go out there. And Wolf Backhouse, maybe a slight smile from Backhouse, but he hides it pretty quick as he heads to backstage there. Let's cut to Spider Hero. What is your prep? How are you psyching yourself up for this match?
So I think there's and this is for the match at the end, me and Venomous.
Yes.
So yeah, I think there's some like put together video package that's some of again Robbie Reyes's blog for Gauntlet League Wrestling, and it's things like dark clouds gather over Chicago neighborhoods, citizens of the South Side scared, and then things like mysterious dark attacker robs bank, hundreds of pensions drained out, and then there's another one like mayhem at the museum, and there's this shot of like a bunch of wolves, why not, just running through downtown Chicago Museum, because the Harbinger is fucking weird. And like a couple of patrons just running away, and things like that as it goes through, and then it's interspersed with shots of Spider Hero. He's like, there's a like fire escape in an alleyway, and he sort of like comes down from the top of the shot upside down slowly until he drops down. He looks around like he's investigating, and then there's like a still frame or freeze shot of him like jumping from building to building as he's following this threat throughout the city.
Oh, that sounds like a nice cut of promo.
All right.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of these is a roller. You. That's a 7, 8, 9.
Okay. So on the cut of promo, you can gain heat with them, momentum, add a stipulation. You're at 1 heat because he's an NPW.
Actually start at 2 heat with my rival.
Oh, that's right. So you could make it up to 3.
I think at the moment I'm gonna pick up the momentum.
Okay.
So I don't have a lot going for me right now.
I also should check in with Sub Pig and the analyst. Were either of you at 4 heat with the other?
Nope, I wasn't even close with the analyst.
Okay. Just wanted to check in on that. The package that we'll cut from the Spider Hero sort of backstage setup there is we'll cut to another room where you see sort of a shadowy figure. It might be Bleakwood. You don't know. There's a silhouette. It's hard to tell. But he's talking, and you'll see the camera will cut up, and there are 3 wrestlers there. There's a guy in a kind of like off-green suit with some silver stuff on it, and he's got this weird like spring sort of headdress. There's another guy who's got kind of this feathery cape-looking thing. This a larger African American got this beak thing, and finally another guy who just has this weird sort of like cephalopod tattoo on his chest. And the figure will say, "If Venomous fails, I'm trusting that you 3 will finish the job. Electrocutioner, Black Vulture, and Professor Octopod.
Black Vulture makes it unique. Oh God.
You can do this, and they're nodding. And he'll put out, big stacks of bills, on the table. They pick them up, they threw them. And you'll see the silhouetted figure like light a cigar, sort of J. Jonah Jameson style. And that'll illuminate there. And we cut to there's a match in the ring, an NPW match, non-player wrestler match. We see Skunk Ape, a monstrous figure, kind of got that sort of ape costume on. He's beloved by the fans. You can see that he's out there. He's with his little partner Wallaby. Wallaby used to be with the Dingo, and now he's the friend to all people there, Skunk Ape. And Skunk Ape is into the ring, and you will see that he is against the Brexit bomber, this sort of a Brit punk guy. Yeah, and he's out there, got the flat top. He's got the Euro symbol with a line through it there, and he's up in the ring, and he's fighting against Skunk Ape, and Skunk Ape is kind of winning. And then you'll see Ivan Borov, the Russian-themed hockey guy, comes in, and you see that somebody grabs the ref, and Borov high sticks Skunk Ape, drops Skunk Ape down, and is beating on him. And you'll see kind of come out of the audience, you'll see the Padishah, used to be Skunk Ape's manager until Skunk Ape got independence, and he's just watching these two, this horrible Brit and this Russian just beat the hell out of Skunk Ape. And it's the crowd is going nuts. They don't like this at all, but eventually they will stop and they yell, and you'll see Borov goes, yeah, Americans, we won your election, yeah, and the Brexit guys going, yeah, no Europe, and so they will climb out of the ring, and eventually medics will come to take Skunk Ape away on a stretcher. Of you guys, analyst Anon, Laconeja, Subpig, Wolf Backhouse, we see a scene, even if with Anon, of Wolf Backhouse communicating with you. We'll start with Anon. He'll kind of look to, he's on his email when Anon's face pops up, and Wolf Backhouse goes, Anon, do you want a shot? Do you want a shot at the belt?
That belt represents everything that is wrong with this federation. Yes, the belt will be mine, but don't expect it to survive much longer.
You'll kind of...
Sorry, the belt will be ours. Sorry, never use a single.
Okay. That we'll come to La Caneja, and Wolf Backhouse comes to you and says, La Caneja, nice job with the break in there.
Yes. Wasn't it?
Do you want a shot at the belt?
You know what I want? The way I was the only one who honestly and directly to the crowd was suffering from the loss of such a strong companion like Dingo was. I think I should represent him in the ring. And I think I should defend the championship belt for him.
All right.
What do you say?
Okay. If you think you can do it, then I'm going to have a match to see who's going to challenge you next week for that. Does that seem fair?
That seems fair. That punch him in the face.
What was that for?
It was just practicing. Sorry, I'm just not that good at that. I stop at the right moment.
Oh,
It was
God.
just like a sorry.
Like Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling. Jeez. You know, and he'll back
That's a
away.
joke. Really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll cut to a bloody-nosed, got the tape across his nose, Wolf Backhouse, opening the door to the basement. Sup, pig? I hate to ask this, but do you want a shot at the belt?
Wolf Backhouse? You know, I've always thought of that belt like my baby. But a dingo ate my baby! And now that dingo is gone. And I have the chance to eat the baby.
The door shuts. The camera still stays on you for a moment. And then it cuts. There's a meeting room. Okay, like a meeting room. You see Capitan X and Dreamboat Alex. Looks like got papers in front of them. Looks like you're doing like a post-match analysis. What do we see there, analyst?
We have a little bit of graphics budget, so there's a nice little overlay of Sub Pig. He's kind of laid out, and then the left arm, there's a indicator light over the left arm, and there's a little pop-in window of him passing out from the pain, and then brings up the belt, picture of the belt there. It says, "All right, LLP. I think we need to lean into this, use our synergy here in order to step up. I really think with our best practices, we, at the end of the day, are going to force a paradigm shift for all of Gauntlet League Wrestling as I take that belt."
All right, boss. Mr. Analyst. Yeah. So okay. So what do you want us to do?
Well, if you could keep an eye out for Anon, that would be helpful. Maybe don't let them overwhelm you and drag you away when you're supposed to be helping me and assisting me, partnering with me. And as we team effort here, perhaps you should just up your game a little bit, gentlemen.
And they kind of look a little chagrined there at what has happened, and they're like, we did maybe we've got somebody looking into this.
Interesting. I like the way you're trying to think outside the box there.
Yeah. We've got somebody who we think kind of set him up against Anon, and he's looking for Anon right now.
Who is this?
And we'll cut to backstage. Anon El Toro, kind of the one of the Mad Men wrestlers there. You can see like he's like got all of these articles like bashing him online that he's got in his hands. And he is hunting for Anon. Where would he find him, or would Anon find him first?
I think I would find him first.
Okay, he's got that little bullhorn thing on. It kind of looks like Daredevil, but they've darkened it in places, and he's got that full mask, and he's hunting around. Oh, you know where Anon is? You know where Anon is? Pushing through the backstage there. Sees like with Sub Pig, sees a kid with an Anon mask on, kind of grabs a little kid. Are you Anon? Puts him down.
A ref in full ref shirt walks up, accidentally bumps into him. Whoa, sorry. and then moves past on his way to the ring.
Yeah, you're very sorry. Yeah, yeah. And
we'll cut there.
okay. Do you think Anon will lead him out to the ring, or is Anon avoiding the conflict?
Anon is avoiding the conflict.
Okay.
A ref where you only saw the back of his head walked straight past on his way to the ring.
Okay.
So we got Jacob's gun in here.
All right. So he's got that set up for the future events, Anon. And you will hear them calling. Probably the camera's on you as you hear them calling for the main event match for the evening, which is Spider Hero against Venomous. But you, Anon, will also see those three figures, those costumed villains that are waiting in the wings.
Okay.
So we're going to move to the main event again, but I want to see if anybody wants to do a backstage scene or a vignette or anything like that. We've set up some stuff for the belt stuff for next time, but I want to make sure before I go to the main event that people get a chance to do stuff. Anybody have something?
Yes, I'd actually like to have a off-camera scene with Wolf Backhouse.
Okay. All right. So off camera, Wolf Backhouse is there. Where do we see this?
This is actually in his office. There's a knock on the door.
Okay. And come in.
The door opens. I'm not going to describe Anon. That's kind of the point. Anon comes in, takes down their hood, and sits in the chair. You got a moment, boss? I want a word.
Sure, absolutely. What's going on? I kind of was getting some good move off of this. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with Subpig? That lady, the ref wasn't in practice.
No. Bob's a pro. He's been around for years. He knows that things can go wrong in the ring. I'm just going to have to make sure that he's not officiating any more Subpig matches. They took him to Med Point.
Yeah, let's just say I'm concerned. I think we need someone in there with Subpig more often. I think we need to actually have someone keep an eye on him because he's seriously he's worrying me, and you know the sort of matches I pull.
Yeah, here's the thing is Bleakwood likes it, and what Bleakwood likes, Bleakwood gets.
Yeah.
He has his favorites and he pushes them, and the ones he doesn't like he pushes down. And
we really need to up your stock, boss. I mean, you're the boss here. He's just a pretender that's come up. He's the current fad. You've been here how long? I mean, the difference between him and you is you're backstage all the time. The fans see him. He gets pushed. He gets a rub. He gets heat.
Here's the thing is, I don't know. I don't want you spreading this around. But Bleakwood bought literally a controlling interest in the company.
So and yeah, I'm speechless. You have a copy of my contract.
And he'll pull that out, and that seems like a good place to cut that scene.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to do a backstage or a setup thing before we go to the main event with Spider Hero? You good, analyst?
I'm good.
Subpig?
I'm good.
And La Coneja?
Ding, 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 ding.
All right. So we cut to the sort of this weirded out Spider-Man music, but done in a minor key, flashing across all of the badly set up Gauntletrons here that are like pushing the fuses of this school. and they're doing this sort of venomous and this sort of these black snaking tendrils that wrap around through them, and it's getting that set up. So it seems like this is time, Spider Hero. Time for your entrance.
So yeah, as that video package is going on, there's a little bit that breaks in that's like a video of Robbie Reyes like writing up his blog and seeing reports come across like multiple screens. And this is where we get like a sort of weirdness in Spider Hero's story of like the audience knows who he is. The audience knows he's Robbie Reyes, and it's on video packages all the time, but no one else in the league actually picks up on the fact. It's somehow a secret identity, even though it's on the screen in front of them constantly.
Because there's probably cuts of you interacting with the wrestlers backstage, like, here, Mr. Analyst, here's your clipboard, that kind of thing.
And so it's him seeing all these reports of venomous attacks. Sorry. It's all these reports of venomous attacks, and he just gets this serious look on his face like this has to stop, as he goes into the closet, opens it up, and like there's the Spider Hero suit just hanging there perfectly and gleaming. It sort of glints in the light. And he grabs it, and it sort of whooshes across the camera. And the music picks up into a minor mode, or a major key now, and from the ceiling, and this is sort of pushing it because we practiced this in a taller auditorium, an actual auditorium, but comes sort of bungee cording down Spider Hero, who gets to the end of this bungee cord, sort of bounces up and does a flip and is going to try and land in the middle of the ring. Just smooth and perfect.
Okay, so you can do that. You can land perfectly. The music is going on, and the lights will kind of brighten, and Spider Hero will see that there's a cage around the ring.
Oh.
And you'll hear the as they lower a roof onto the cage. You're a little nervous because this is not the greatest place to do this with, and they're kind of doing it just on ropes. And it comes down maybe a little askew on the top of this kind of wobbly travel cage that they've got.
So I think there's like a camera cut over to this roped off section right in the front of the audience where you have all of these various children that have been abused by the variously large wrestlers of our group over the course of the night. And they have like big ostentatious like bandages around their heads. A couple of them are in wheelchairs. Suddenly they have giant casts on their arm. They have like the torn remnants of their paper masks around their necks. And they look really worried about like what's going on. Like, no, the hero's in there. And Spider Hero sees them, and he sort of reaches a hand out through the bar. He's like, no, it's okay, kids, here. And he throws them a couple like silly string shooters with the Spider Hero logo on the side. He's like, no, it'll be all right. I'm fine. Justice will prevail. And I'm trying for cheap heat there.
Okay, perfect. You can get cheap heat. I'll give you the momentum for that, because then the lights go out. And then they come back up. And there is a 6'6" giant in the middle of the room, and it's essentially like a black leather kind of outfit that's been done polished, but it's also they've kind of done some paint goop on it, so it has some texture to it. And Venomous is standing there, and he's glaring down at you. Walks over to where you're handing the kids out the candy and just grabs you and pulls you into the ring and throws you hard into the corner and then stands there. Urgh. You have control of the match. Who wants to be commentator on this one?
I'll do it.
Okay. Gerwin, there he is. Venomous Spider Hero.
Step into my parlor, said the spider to, well, the other spider in this case.
So yeah, he throws me back, and I hit up against the corner there and fall down like unexpected. I did not see this coming. From down on the ground, I sort of catch myself with a couple of breaths, and then I just go running straight at Venomous. Venomous. And do a jump up and sort of do a flying punch down into the side of his neck there, which he like barely moves off of as I sort of bounce off. And I come spinning around the back of him, doing a couple of punches into his midsection and try and like get a ground kick off on him to sort of shove him. And again, he just takes like half a step forward.
He is no selling this. They're no selling the shit out of this. Just
And as I come in at him a third time, he just like one massive arm comes out and grabs me by the shoulder, just picks me up, throws me into the side of the cage there, where instead of falling this time, like I managed to catch onto the cage, and things are actually really precarious for a moment as this cage is sort of, everything's holding mostly.
See workmen running with some duct tape to kind of get the corner set there. Okay.
Cameramen frantically avoiding them. And so as he comes running at me on the side, I sort of flip around the corner to the other part of the cage, and while hanging onto it, I do a kick into the back of his shoulders and follow him down onto the ground there.
Awesome. Is this more you showing off, or is this some technical stuff?
I think this is trying to do some work.
Okay, let's have you roll work. Yeah, Gerwin. Well, actually, we can do a team announce if you want. Gerwin and Matt can both do it.
Yeah, by all means.
For color there, that was a 3.
Okay.
Hello, this is Donnie Mula, formerly of Gauntlet World of Wrestling, back here tonight in beautiful Chicago for Gauntlet League Wrestling. Now, they say that gaffer tape, as we call it back in England, fixes everything. I think Spider Hero is going to need a lot of gaffer tape tonight because there's going to be a lot of stuff broken.
And who's our other announcer? Matt.
And joining him is Billy Fashions, calling this Chi-Town Showdown for you tonight. While it might look like our competitors are in a precarious position, I'll tell you who the ones who are really in fear tonight. It's the attorneys.
You will see Venomous walks over to where Spider Hero is, and he picks up Spider Hero, and he throws him to the ground.
Whoa!
And he injures you. What is the landing there? What happens?
Okay, I want to take a meta break real quick.
Sure. So this is a result of your 3.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Sure.
I'm just for storyline purposes.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to being injured, but let me read you a move you may or may not want to hold off.
Okay.
My injury move is when you get injured, check 2 injury boxes.
Ooh.
The referee stops the match for excessive punishment and DQs your opponent. This overrides Creative's booking.
All right. Well, let's hold off on that because I didn't realize you had that serious injury move.
Yeah.
But
I'm not opposed to like it ending that way or that coming later on, but this feels too early to just stop the fight with Venomous.
Sure. Then I think what happens is that it just doesn't look good. And they're digging Venomous, and because he's like got this spider superhero gimmick, it's very clear that they're digging this more than Spider Hero right now. So you're going to lose an audience.
Okay. So that'll bump up against my Estrella move. I'm a multimedia star, and these people, they all watch my web show. They still believe in me. They're willing to give me just one more chance. And so I'm going to choose to dump all of my momentum instead of losing that audience.
Down came the rain that washed the spider out. That's a literary reference that our fans can pick up.
So what is it? How does your momentum? How do you pull it out, Spider Hero?
As he's got me in a hold there on the ground, I do, again, not the best at wrestling, but really flexible. And so I managed to, like, slip over backwards, get my legs up in there, and just strain and push him off of me until there's this break. He actually falls back and, for the first time, is off balance and hits his head on the cage bar behind. Yeah. And that actually stuns him for just a moment.
Yeah, you'll hear that the crack as his head goes against that. Then Mike probably picks it up as it hits there. You have control of the match.
All right. While he's standing there and he's a little stunned, and Spider Heroes, he takes a run again at Venomous, but sort of breaks off to the side at the last moment. Jumps at the cage behind him, and again with a bit of ricketiness, manages to hold on and climb up to the top of the cage, where he's gonna reach a hand, be holding on from the top of the cage with one hand, reach another hand through the bars, and be doing like a 1, 2, 3 as he's swinging, and then up and manages to do just a tight little flip and down onto Venomous's shoulders while he's just coming out of his stun there.
This is your spidery stuff, so I'll let you roll look for this.
All right. Jesus. But that's a 5 + 2 is 7.
7. So it doesn't land particularly well unless one of the announcers wants to put you over.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, in fact, it's a spider. And look how he's moving. Oh, my God, from on high. He's coming down. He's going to get him. Oh, my God, look at him going. Bang! Yes! Yes! Normally, we have to pay $20 to see this in the cinema, and you're seeing it here tonight, only on Gauntlet League Wrestling. What you say, my friend?
That was amazing.
So you get pushed over to that 10+ there, Spider Hero. So what do you want? Momentum or heat with Venomous?
I am going to work up a little more heat with Venomous, as this is really starting to look good.
Okay.
I think right at that moment, those kids that I'd given the silly string to, like they do this sort of 21 string salute of like all this string comes flying at the edge of the cage there, and the camera really catches it.
And Harbinger doesn't react very well to bright lights and things like that and weird things. So when the silly string comes, it sprays Harbinger / Venomous, and he'll push those away, and he'll roar at the kids, and you still have control of the match.
Yeah, I see that, and I've got the slightly mobile eyes, and they'll go up to the sort of surprised, concerned shape as he runs forward and actually squeezes himself between Venomous and the side of the cage and these kids. Like one of the kids, who's actually an aspiring actor, has broken down into some realistic tears and is wailing. And so I'm like, no, you leave them alone. This is not your town to harass. You can't just be going around making these nice people's lives hell. I'm here to stop your sort of darkness and bring hope back to these people.
And our Spider Hero stands up to the man making the children cry, which will make him a villain in this town of Chicago.
As the announcer gets cheap heat with the audience, I want to try and work the audience there.
Okay, roll your audience.
It's plus audience for that one?
Yep.
All right. 7, 8, 9.
9. So you can, you've already got control, so you can gain a momentum.
Yes, please.
Okay. So yeah, what does that transition into when you do that call and the audience, they're excited, they want to see Spider Hero actually take down this monster.
So yeah, I think I managed to push him off, and Venomous is still there getting the silly string out of his eyes. And I look over to the kids to make sure they're all right, and the audience really, like, they're into it. They like how nice I'm being. And as I sort of puff up with pride, I turn back around to Venomous, who is just in the middle of haymakering me to the floor.
Okay, knocks you down, sends you rolling away. Now he's boom, coming in on you. Goes to grab at you. What happens?
He grabs at me and like he's got me around the neck and shoulders there with both hands, and I'm just scrabbling at him. I'm trying to pry his hands off, and I'm sort of kicking against his chest, and every now and then, like, I'll manage to break a hand free, but he pushes me back up against the cage and sort of drags me along it as a bit of, like, my hood tears or my mask tears, and there's again hair just perfectly sticking straight out from it.
Break away. Okay.
Yeah. And I get these, like, gouges across the back of my costume as it scrapes on the cage there.
And he throws you against the ropes, does that back and forth, does the clothesline on you. I mean, he is beating the hell out of you. But you know what? You are booked to win, Spider Hero. But right. he is crushing you. He is throwing you down. It's hard lands, continues to toss you. At one point, he actually kind of gets you down, and he goes up, tries to start to go up onto the turnbuckle because he wants to do just
shit.
What do you do?
I think he does go up. He does an impressive leap for someone of his size. Comes down on top of me. I was like, ah! And I'm like right at the edge of the ring, at the edge of this cage here, and as I'm scrabbling to get away, I think my mask gets, like, torn across the face, and so I'm in the corner, like, trying to hide my face, cover up the fact that my mask is torn, and that one kid, that really convincing crier, he's right there at the edge, and he has, like, one of the merch stand Spider Hero masks that's actually in the wrong color scheme because it's from last week's costume, but he hands it up to me, and I put it back on my face, and I'm filled with the hope and spirit of these children in this city, and I come at Venomous, just bam, bam, bam. Managed to work him off of one rope over into the cage, hit his head against the cage again one more time, and this would be the time that, like, I think part of the cage breaks, and there's, like, a metal bar there.
Holding as best I can.
and half the crowd is booing this inspirational scene. You know what they say? WWE fans have animals embroidered on their shirts. GLW fans have animals tattooed on their chests.
Spider Hero, you've got him. You've got him knocked, kind of pushed him back. You can go for your finisher now.
So yeah, as I've got him up against the ropes and the cage there, I've got a couple of bungee cords basically in my sleeves there that are made up to look like webs, and I managed to, like, really quickly and with practice, like, hook him onto the cage and the rope and, like, get him a couple across his chest there that sort of holds him in place as he's against the webs, and I do, like, a full bounce off of each of the ropes in turn before I come flying back in and do a kick up straight into his chin there as his head goes back against the cage, and he, well, hopefully.
Roll your finisher. Failing the finisher is probably going to have the cage fall on the audience.
No pressure.
You've got some momentum, though.
That is a 9 plus my 1 momentum will make it a 10.
10.
Shades of KJ Muto!
and goes back, and he will like a tree falling in the forest. They'll kind of start to fall, but he's caught by those webs, and he's just kind of hanging there. And what is the result there? That with the 10+, what do you get?
I hit my finisher clean and gain an audience.
Okay, and you're turning around to triumph, and you will see at the cage door these three figures throwing open the cage door.
What? But where's the ref?
The ref is gone. He's you don't know if he went underneath. And you will see, Electrocutioner, Black Vulture, and Professor Octopod, and they are getting ready to come in and avenge their partner.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
And they will bust in on you.
No, can I interrupt at this point?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's run in.
Okay, you hear ambulance sirens from the entrance out. And at speed, there's the back of an ambulance actually coming in, bumps into the cage, knocks over the last of it, and the door flies open. And there's Anon with Skunk Ape on the stretcher back there, and Wombat.
Okay. All right.
And I hold out my hand to Spider Hero.
And La Coneja, you also, how are you involved on this moment?
Well, I'm dressed in a doctor's costume, and so you can't immediately see that it's me. And I also have like a mustache and everything. So when I run in, you can't properly see that it's me. But I will get off the clothes as soon as I'm in the ring and fighting.
Okay, throw that off. Kind of get in the midst of that tussle. Skunk Ape Analyst, are you present, or do we do a cutaway? What do we see anything of you in this sudden brawl that breaks out?
Yeah, the analyst along with the LLP are making very quick observations, writing notes on iPad with a cool Apple Pen, checking all the weaknesses here. We're saving it for next.
Okay. They're doing the strategic observations. And what about Sub Pig?
If everybody else is going to get crazy, I'm going to get crazy too. And he comes running down the ramp with a shopping cart filled with all sorts of plunder.
Yes.
Comes in, Spider here. You're getting pulled back. There's that melee amongst the villains. Sub Pig hits. What is when we do the last shot? Sub Pig. We see La Coneja. Who are you knocking down, La Coneja?
I'm actually knocking down Sub Pig.
Okay, kind of getting in the way of Sub Pig, knocking that down. Anon stuff. It's craziness. How many Anon do we see?
Just one.
Just one.
One in the driver's seat of the ambulance.
Okay. And Spider Hero, what's the last? Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna actually step in the front of La Coneja and take the blow for Sub Pig.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. So take that blow. We get to that melee. Spider Hero's there, and we'll start to pull up the credits.
GLW. It's like a clown car getting hit by an 18-wheeler.
I think the last bit that you see with Spider Hero is he like grabs up Anon where he'd gotten knocked down from that hit, and they sort of look at each other, and they start fighting back to back between like Black Vulture and Electrocutioner, and they've got a couple of like spinning around each other's back moves that they've managed to work up in the time in between.
Awesome. We probably see all the other wrestlers who are in the match today, Rattler Queen and Dr. Explosiones and everybody. It just becomes this massive rumble that we cut away to the analyst watching and recording. And that's where we're going to stop for today. That is episode 2 of season 2 of Gauntlet League Wrestling.
That was very fun, Lowell.
That was amazing.
Was anybody at 4 Heat with the people that you interacted with, that you wrestled with?
Me and Anon have been sitting at 4 Heat.
Yes. I'm waiting for me to actually get enough momentum to actually get us into a match.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything?
No, I just made it up to 3 with Venomous there.
Okay. Did anybody hit 4 audience today?
I got to
Nope.
3.
Okay, so no one's going to be over for next time. So we'll do that. So is that cool? Anybody thinks you definitely? So next week, let me talk briefly, sort of what we see is next week. We've definitely got a match between a number of competitors, essentially Money in the Bank, trying to get a shot at the title, and then we're also going to get a match with La Coneja, then defending that title for Dingo. So those are at least 2 of the matchups that we're going to see next week. And anything else that you guys definitely want to see next time?
Just all sub-pig all the time.
Analyst, are you happy with the developments today?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything more you want to do with that stable? Think about that, and we can add in some more onto that. I know we had the title match with an MPW. I hope that was okay, Patrick.
Well, I enjoyed it. I hope other people were okay with it.
Okay.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And I love the sub pig analyst match. That was solid. I really enjoyed the wrestling there. Anand, are you cool with? I mean, we didn't actually get you like center point in a match day. Are you good with that?
No, I'm fine. The character is all about driving story, and that's what happened all the way through. So I'm more than happy.
Okay. And La Coneja, you happy with the screen time you got, or?
Yeah, I mean, we are a lot of people here, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll try and get you. If you've got that main match, we'll do, but we'll also try and get you some more scenes next time. We can play up with some of the rivalries and things. That sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. And if you have any feedback, anybody wants to send me suggestions, things you want to say, you can go ahead and send me that during the week. Next week is episode 3. And then 2 weeks after that is the last episode 4, because we're off for Gauntlet Con on that week. So coming to you from Chicago, this was Gauntlet League Wrestling. I am going to stop the broadcast.
All right.